We all know that in quarter three, we're getting closer to the end of the year, right? The first half of the year is already passed. And one of the things that's important about Q3 and Q4 are courtesy calls. We know that a lot of you are doing a very good job of staying consistent with your courtesy calls. And these are friendly reminders to all of your current members that you appreciate them. Thank you for being part of our program. And then you end up future pacing them onto an upcoming event or a current registration or something that's going to keep them enrolled. So when we talk about courtesy calls, and we're going to spend a couple minutes on this, and I want to share the script with you so that you guys can once again see how simple this is, because I know that there's a handful of you, and I used to be one of them, that felt awkward just reaching out and calling just to say thanks. It was just something that we were never taught to do. But one of the reasons why Lauren and I discovered this was because we would get this big fall enrollment rush, right? We would get all these students enrolling, the back to school season, after schoolers would be coming in, martial arts students, dance students, etc. But then in Q4, as we were getting closer to November and December, we would also see a pattern, but we didn't like that pattern. And that's where we would see people dropping off. They would be pulling their kids out of programs, and they didn't really have a reason why. And we would see kind of a gap happen like right around January. And when we started looking at the numbers, we would see this big rush of enrollments, and then we would lose almost an equal amount. And it was kind of this weird plateau effect that would happen where we were kind of net zero. Like if we started with 80, gained 20, we'd get back down to 80. And one of the things that we really started leaning into was just showing appreciation. Like how simple is that, right? Reaching out, doing a courtesy call, thanking them for their business, but also looking for 1% improvements. And when we started doing that, immediately we noticed that every time we were getting new students, we were keeping them and we stopped losing the others. So let's take a look at what this courtesy call script is. Many of you that have been in the program for several years, this is a great opportunity. By now, you should have directors and admins that are seasoned that can help you with this. All right.
So before we really jump into this, so I love that we have our team of coaches that are here with us, specifically our director of coaching, Sydney Best. So she actually reached out specifically on this topic and wants to give all of you a friendly reminder. You have not done a courtesy call by having a face-to-face conversation during pickup time or when you're at the welcome desk and you're just there with a parent. A courtesy call is taking the extra step to actually call them on the phone face-to-face. I know you're like, face-to-face is better. No, because it's something that already occurs naturally. You should already be having those conversations with parents. This is the extra step that's being taken. So don't get misguided. Don't get it twisted. You have to actually pick up the phone and call somebody. I know that sounds a little bit stressful, but you're going to have to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're seeing a higher level of customer service in general from a lot of businesses these days, right? Like we go to the doctor, they check up on us a couple days later to see how things are going. And one thing that stood out, we went to like the urgent care a couple months ago just for something minor. And the nurse practitioner that saw me texted me and was like, hey, this is so-and-so from XYZ Urgent Care. I just wanted to personally follow up to see how you're doing today. And I was like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like next time, hopefully I don't ever need to go to urgent care again, but I'm sure I will. I'm definitely going back to them.
Yeah.
Because they care.
Yeah.
Right? And I want you to think about that. Like, who do you do business with or where do you go? What organizations do you associate with where you go, you know what? They care. They care about me.
Our vet.
Our vet does that?
Our vet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Veterinarian. Yeah.
Yes. Although they are probably the only people that can actually handle Tupac. So that's a whole nother story. But they go the extra mile to like reach out and make sure that everything is good. They even call on like our pets' birthdays.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So when we do courtesy calls, I just want to show you how simple this is because it's so common for entrepreneurs like all of us to want to overcomplicate every system because our heart cares so much. But look how simple this is. Hey, parents, first name is Coach Dwayne from XYZ. I just wanted to connect with you to let you know how little Leo is doing in our martial art classes. And then we talk about the progress journey. Okay. So everybody focus on this real quick. This is where we get people that are like, well, I don't really know the students that well because I'm not the one teaching all the classes anymore. And I get it, my friends. If you're in that same position, raise your hand where you have people on your team that are kind of closer to the students now than you might be, right?
Yeah.
Or that at least you once were.
Yep.
This is where you can ask your coaching team just to give you a synopsis, like a 30-second overview of how little Johnny's doing in class.
Yeah.
Right? Because then if you're the one doing the courtesy call, you can say, and we call this stacking social proof. Right? Stacking social proof. You can say, hey, when little Johnny first started, Coach, give me a name, Coach Super Chris.
Definitely a coach.
When little Johnny started, Coach Super Chris would always tell me, that this, little Johnny's got all this potential. He was a little bit shy, but now he's doing so well in class. Coach Super Chris said he did so great last week, and he was raising his hands and he did sparring really well, and whatever. If you stack the social proof, so it's not coming necessarily directly from you, but you're talking about another person saying how great their kid is. That amplifies the social proof. That makes it 10 times even better and more persuasive. So I want to get on to a tangent really quickly, okay? When you give positive, constructive feedback to anybody in your classes, if you just say, hey, great job, you tell a student, great job, they're going to feel good. Thanks, great job. If you tell them great job and then you give them a reason why, that amplifies the feeling. It's like, hey, great job. You did an awesome kick. It was super high. Your leg was extended. You had perfect form, right? Because now you're backing it up with evidence. Yeah. But then if you go a step further and you acknowledge that kid in front of the whole class, everybody look at Super Chris. He just did the best roundhouse kick. It was perfect form. Demonstrate it really quickly, right? It amplifies it even more. So it's like the same type of psychology can apply for a courtesy call. You don't have to be the instructor. You don't have to be the location director to give an awesome courtesy call. You can talk about what your employees said about the kid, and it's even more persuasive. All right, so give yourself permission for that. So when you look at this progress journey story here, you can talk about when Johnny started, now he's doing XYZ, and the future, we are looking forward to seeing him accomplish what? All right, so I'm going to put some of you guys on the spot. What are some things that we can put down right now for Q3 and Q4 that would future pace and bridge the gap to ensure the enrollment? In the future, we're looking forward to seeing him do what? Keep an eye on the chat as it comes through.
Belt testing.
Belt testing.
January testing, XYZ rank.
Yep.
Yep, belt testing.
We have, as martial artists and dance schools, we have the most simplistic, best reasons to future pace.
You could even do, for the dance or, cheer or, tumble gymnastics, whatever on that side of things. You could even do this with martial arts, is even have a showcase that happens right after the holidays. Maybe they'll be prepared for it at the end of January or something like that. So then that way parents will go, oh yeah, that's right. Because anytime that a ranking is fantastic, parents will love that. That's a very easy one. You can also do, like I said, those special events, the parents get to see their child do some sort of showcase.
I love it.
It's fun.
And if you look right here, small talk is going to happen during this time. Don't make the small talk rushed or feel hurried. Let the parent chat. Let the parent talk about how much fun they're having in your program. Let the parent talk about whatever questions that they have during this time. This is a perfect opportunity to build rapport in the relationship. Then we go into the transition, right? The transition is now where you get to shift gears as an owner and find out if there's a 1% improvement that your company can make. Now, what I love about this, and again, we're going back to psychology here of consumers. When a consumer gives you a 1% improvement, you're probably going to use it in most cases. Sometimes you're not, but in most cases you will. And when you do that, you can turn around after it's done, after it's complete, and you can give them credit for it. You can thank them for that recommendation. What it does psychologically is it causes them to invest in your program that goes beyond money. Now they're investing their time, their thoughts, and their opinions.
Yeah, and Vicky, she actually commented on here, and it's a really, really great point. And I actually kind of want to add to it as well, is Vicky says, it's also such a wonderful way to hear about how much they love your program. I've asked for lots of 5-star reviews after speaking with a parent. So at the end of the conversation, it is predictable that the majority of your conversations are going to go really well. Like, parents love if they didn't love your program, either one, you would already know about it, or two, they just wouldn't be in your program, right? So
absolutely.
So this is a great opportunity for them to just share that with you. But here's something that is so important. When you, and I really want you guys to hear me on this one, don't have the limiting belief that asking them for a review is somehow like a taboo thing or is bad or that they're going to think of you differently. In fact, actually, when you ask them for the favor, listen to my language on this one, asking them a favor, hey, can you just jump on and, give us a quick review? They have now more buy-in to the program and they're helping you out. So there's actually a connection that gets formed there where they're like, absolutely, I will help you. Absolutely, I will do this favor for you.
Yeah, they become an ambassador for your program.
Yes.
One thing that I love about this, and you guys, you might want to write this down verbatim as I say it. During this part of the call, most of the parents are going to give you praise. They're going to be like, there's not really anything that I see that you guys could do better, right? Or they might give you, some recommendation. Oh, I'm not getting your emails.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. It might be something simple. But what you can do to transition into the ask so that they do give you a 5-star review is you can say something like this. Hey, Jennifer, I just want to let you know your opinion is really important to us. And would you mind sharing something positive about your experience with our company, whether you go on Facebook or Google or both? Would that be okay if I send you a link and you give us a review? Because you front-loaded that question with we basically call this kind of like an identity building statement, like your opinion is important to us.
Yes.
It's also increasing the importance of how they see themselves within regards as being a consumer, being a member of your program. So now they're like kind of, I would say, overly positive. Like we see people, they're honored, if you will. I think that's the best word.
That is the best way. They're like, you picked me.
Thank you.
You picked me to do. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. So never be scared of asking for that. Reframe it in your mind as like, this honors them, that you would want their opinion listed publicly, right?
Yes.
So take that approach.
Yes.
We already kind of talked about the promotion stuff. Like this is one of those things right before the end of the call. Hey, one last thing. We have testing coming up. We have trunk or treat coming up. We have whatever coming up. Right now in Q3, I would 100% be promoting trunk or treat. Put that in your notes. This is a perfect opportunity to knock out your courtesy calls and to get the trunk or treat attendance at a super all-time high. Now, I want to quiz you guys. I want you to think like promoters and marketers right now. It's great to invite them to your trunk or treat. Somebody jump into the chat section. What could you ask them to do that would help you even more when it comes to getting trunk or treat attendance up?
Bring a buddy.
Yes.
Invite their friends.
Yes. Bring a buddy and invite your friends.
Yeah.
So let's think about this, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say that you have 100 families.
Vicky said the thing that I was looking for. She said, be a trunk because you need volunteers.
Write that in your notes, my friends. Mm-hmm. We're getting there. So a couple things need to happen. Number one is you absolutely want to encourage them to share your trunk or treat website, to share your trunk or treat event page, and to invite all of their friends and family, because this is actually a safe event. I remember back in the day, I'm sure, like Manny and Rich and Allie, you guys are all growing up in the same decade as us. Like, we went door to door. we got in our masks and we went door to door to strangers' houses asking for candy, but that doesn't fly anymore, right? So it's like, if you're like that, if you remember that old school thing, it was so much fun. But now it's like, bring your friends, come to this event. There's prizes, there's music, there's candy. It's safe. Bring everybody that you know. But also, just like Becky said, we need trunks. And this is one of the things last year. If we looked back at last year where the ball was dropped with some of you, you guys waited too long to start signing up people for trunks. The fastest and easiest way, again, and I know we're kind of jumping topics real quick, is while you have them on this call, you can straight up ask your awesome people, hey, would you mind doing a trunk for us?
Yep.
All you have to do is back in your car. We'll give you the candy. All you have to do is just bring some decorations to decorate it. That's it.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy peasy. So one thing that I want to go to this question that popped up, because a very valid question. Okay, so Cindy asked, I just wonder if they feel like the reason for the call was to get the review. And what I'll say about this is absolutely not, because you're not jumping on the call and going, hey this, hey that, da-da-da. By the way, would you leave us a review? Because yes, I 1000% agree with you. It's going to feel like you're calling and asking for a review. I'm talking about you actually taking the time and hearing what they have to say, really having a conversation with them. And then at the end of them, just be like, hey, listen, I think that you would be a really awesome person to leave a review for us because you just have so much to share. You've had a great experience. Just thank you so much. That would really mean a lot to me if you could take the time to do that.
You're asking them for the review after they gave you positive feedback.
Yeah.
Like they've already given you that positive feedback.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, thank you for that positive feedback. You know, your opinion's really important to us. Can you share that on Facebook or Google for us?
Yep.
They're going to be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've already given it to you.
And Vicky even said, I don't ask everyone for the review, just the ones that say nice things.
There it is.
It's as simple as that.
There it is. And every time that you do courtesy calls, which are 4 times a year, you're going to stack more reviews than your competitors. And we are in an environment right now, you guys know this, where the companies with the most reviews, the most positive reviews, are getting the most business.
Yes.
We are serving those younger families each and every year who've grown up with technology and reviews. That's how they make their buying decisions wholeheartedly.